Safety is the aviation industry's number one priority, and one of the initiatives to enhance the industry's safety performance is the IATA Operational Safety Audit. IOSA was launched in 2003 when there was concern about the airline industry's ability to continue growing safely.
It was a time where we had a number of important accidents, dramatic accidents. I remember TWA, Swiss Air at the time, and so on. It put some doubts on the safety of our industry. We also had the industry that was growing very rapidly. You would probably recall that we had new low cost. We had India was deregulating. We had China that was creating a lot of airlines. And all of that created a lot of new airlines. And since the existing ones were in doubt by some people, it continued to create the idea of an industry maybe should be more regulated or at least limited in growth.
After the Swiss Air 111 accident in 1998, the US had mandated a code share safety program for US carriers. At that stage, the US instituted this program and said that US carriers must conduct safety audits of their foreign code share partners. So that was the basis, or the start, if you like, of what we called audit frenzy. Because then this idea of auditing your code share partners took off not only in the United States, but everywhere around the world.
I was in Austrian Airlines, and part of that as an OPC member, Operations Committee member to IATA. And we asked IATA to develop an operation quality service, an audit program for members who want to join IATA. When I joined IATA, Pierre, when he hired me, he asked me if I can develop something bigger, something for the airline industry as a whole, and specifically for the existing IATA members. And I said, oh yeah, definitely I can. And so in 2000 I started, together with a team and together with many airlines, the IOSA audit program, the standards, and the rest of it.
In the early days of IOSA, it wasn't an easy task to get the industry and regulators to accept it.
We had at the beginning some airlines that didn't like it, but also we had authorities. They said, no, we are authority, we have our own program, you can do what you want, we will never accept it.
There was quite a bit of pushback from regulatory agencies because they feared somewhat that we were getting into their territory, even though we were only focusing on it from an airline perspective, a trade association perspective. The very good thing we had in our favour was that ICAO supported our initiatives. ICAO, just before IOSA started, had developed the Universal Safety Oversight Audit Program for member states. So when we came along with a proposal to audit the safety capabilities of our member airlines, ICAO very fortunately recognised that it was a complementary program to what they were doing. We had involved from the early stages the European JAA, since been replaced by IOSA, CASA Australia, Transport Canada, and the US FAA. The US FAA was particularly important because so many regulatory agencies around the world use the FAA as sort of like a benchmark for developing their own standards. So to get the US FAA, as they did in early 2003, to formally accept that an IOSA audit could be used by an American carrier as the basis to discharge its obligations under the Code Share Safety Program guidelines. That was a huge victory for the program. It enabled us to really move forward knowing that we had the backing and support of the FAA.
Since 2008, completing IOSA is a condition for an airline to be an IATA member. It was not the case when IOSA was first launched.
In the early days, it was voluntary. As an IATA member, you didn't have to do it, even though strongly encouraged to. And the Board of Governors dictated in 2006, the resolution was that by the end of 2006, all IATA member airlines had to have at least signed a contract to get an IOSA audit. And by the end of 2007, they had to have physically completed the audit. and by the end of 2008 they had to have closed out any findings arising from that audit. As an IATA member airline, if you did not meet any of those deadlines, you were removed from IATA membership. This is an incredible step for IATA to take. In fact, it was so incredible that airlines thought, come on, as if they'd kick us out of IATA. They did. 21 member airlines lost their IATA membership because they did not meet one of those deadlines. And that showed that IATA was incredibly serious about the program. It certainly raised the status of the program with the regulatory agencies because they recognized immediately that IATA was willing to, even get rid of its own members if they didn't conform with this program.
While some airlines lost their IATA membership, that was not the intention of making IOSA a requirement. It was about raising the bar on safety for both IATA members and the industry. Today, IOSA is recognized as a global standard for aviation safety. Of the over 400 airlines on the IOSA registry, more than one-third are not IATA members.
We have helped the industry to reduce substantially the number of accidents, and this is the most important thing. But very important too, we have helped the airlines to create a better and a stronger safety culture. The program is so well recognized that more than 160 airlines, non-IATA airlines, have voluntarily adopted the IOSA program as part of their safety effort to improve their operation.
IOSA has been proven to be an effective tool to improve safety, and plans are underway to continue improving IOSA.
After 15 years of working with IOSA and having done thousands of audits, we believe that the next step for IOSA is to be able to use the data that we have for improving safety in the future.
Today, more and more airlines are becoming IATA members. We have more registrants on IOSA. We have more regulators looking to use the program for their oversight, to complement their oversight. And for that, we need to enhance, we need to get better, we need to use everything we have in our hands to make the program go to the next level. Today, an IOSA audit report contains more than 200 pages, and we don't make use of all the data in that report. With the digital transformation, we will be able to have a better data decision-making process, which will help us to go to the next level.